and Rumble
And this is how we know that
thing.
Farrell is not potty trained.
I know, especially in pools.
Mm.
It was pretty funny. I saw in a Pathetic Triathletes group, they posted a mom with a hat that says "I pee in pools," and I have seen this hat, and I want to buy it just to piss people off.
Look,
but
look, we,
Ha ha ha! That's a good one, Farrell. Ha!
because it's
I mean,
true.
I want to make sure that I go to ools. They're basically pools that have no pee.
Right.
Wow.
Sounds like something
Ladies
from a
and
Dr.
gentlemen,
Seuss
I got distracted by a text message.
No, it was a great joke. Well, I was just
It
trying
was
to
a
figure out how to follow
good
it up.
joke, but the problem is you can't go to any ools that I've been in because they all been pools.
I mean,
The
I said it, and then it's just crickets. Crickets, I tell you.
Come on, let me on. Thank you, Rumble. Thank you for finally letting me on. I'm like the meme guy. Let me in. Okay. So anyway,
At least the Twitch audience got the jokes, but
the Twitch kick
it's
and
always
YouTube.
better if you have a. It's always better if you've got the pool, or an ool instead of a stool, right?
Right. Yeah. So okay. So I got two stories now to tell you. So first one was about the gal that showed a someone in an airport wearing a IP in pools hat. So then she said, I wrote back and on it, and I said, hey, seriously, every competitive swimmer pees in the pool. And then someone wrote, she's like, yeah, no joke, it was hilarious. We had a new mom come on the pool deck one time, and there was a kid who peed while flip turning, and that grossed the mom out so bad. So then someone else goes, did they pee while flip turning? So their face got all in the pee while they were doing the somersault? She goes, if that's the way you're supposed to do it, I've been doing it wrong.
Very well could not be the way to do it, because
So then the gal, she replied it. She said no. She finished the kid finished the flip turn, pushed off, and saw the pee. I'm just like, crap, how dehydrated was that kid? So anyway, okay. So that was number one. Then number two, you were talking about stools in the pools.
No. There's going to be no chairs of any type in any way, shape, or form in the pool.
What about an entire set of bleachers? Because I've seen that before.
Not even a Mars
in the
bar.
Pool?
Yes. My high school pool, we came to practice one day. An entire section of bleachers was shoved in a pool.
What was this like? Was this near
No
the
idea.
end of the school year, and it was a senior prank?
Well, the swim season is from February until like May. So, yeah, technically it was the end of the pool year. Mecca says hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
So anyway, about the stool. So we were in club practice one day, and all of a sudden someone looks over in the kid area of the pool, and they go, uh-oh, what's that? Coach just looks at it, grabs a net, scoops it out, chucks it over the gate, and he goes, what? Keep swimming, guys.
It's just a Mars bar. That's all.
It was just a Reggie bar. Who threw that Reggie bar in the pool? All right, so with that, we're going to get started, everyone. Welcome to the Frito Bandito Taqueria. We got Mr. William Paul.
I probably should be in bed by now, but whatever.
It's Thursday. And we got Mr. Artemis Black here as well.
Hello.
So we gotta talk about two things, because I haven't had you guys on to talk about these things. So first off, we gotta talk about Star Wars Outlaws. Now, this is
I remember the announcement trailer for this. It looked good.
It did. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff since. I know that from the perspective that I've seen, a lot of people actually. So, the articles that I've seen of reviews, most consensus is the side stuff is really fun, extremely enjoyable, and actually does make you feel like the smuggler you're meant to feel as. The main story sucks.
Well, here's the thing. So Ubisoft, they have like 4 different tiers that you can buy. And so one of the tiers cost $130.
The one that has the special mission with Java, right?
Not only that, you got like 3 to 4 days of
early access.
Early access. They released a patch like day 1 or day 2 that forced everyone that did early access to completely obliterate their save file.
Oh no.
Yes, they openly stated you have to start a new game or things will bork.
So what's the point?
I know, and they charged $130, almost double the price of the game.
Yep.
and one of the big draws of that one was the early stuff.
Yeah, no. Like,
well, no, wait, okay.
Be able to play the game before others, like.
Is this a single player game or a multiplayer game?
Single player.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, the reviewers. The other thing is they didn't. This is another of those games that didn't really do review copies, like, or at least not that I'm aware of.
Right.
It was like, we're releasing it. The early access will be for whoever wants to pre-order it, and it's like, so all the reviewers were getting their copies to review at that point.
Right. Yep. And it was because of a horribly managed patch that they have to do this, or else it will legitimately bork their save file.
Did they hire the person who was in charge of CloudStrike at Microsoft or something?
I know, right? Heyo.
Well, and this kind of touches on what you were saying before. You talked about the need for people to just obliterate their saves, and it's like, and I'm referencing this from something you posted in the Taqueria, the Discord, which if you're not in the Discord, make sure to check the links. Join us in the Discord. It's worth it.
We had a lot of having
a screen cap of someone commenting on Star Wars Outlaws. I love exploring the detailed atmospheric worlds and all my favorite weird aliens and robots. I'm always in for Star Wars adventure. Unfortunately, a big chunk of it, stealth, combat, progression, left me feeling a bit bored. Because it's not like combat, stealth, and progression are like core to a game at all. No,
I know.
Of course not.
It's like this isn't Gone Home. This isn't the Stanley Parable walking simulator.
The interesting thing about the article that I read, they said you don't have the progression like an RPG or anything. Everything is based around actually doing the side quests, meeting up with a smuggler who basically teaches you the tricks of the trade. Like, legitimately interesting beats. But it's like, yeah, they basically were like, the side stuff is so much fun to do. Even just like playing Sabacc was a blast. But then I had to go and do a main story mission, and it literally had me crawling through vents, maybe occasionally having to fire my stun pistol to actually take out a guy so that he wouldn't ruin the entire thing. But the guy was by the end of my 20-hour experience, I was literally shooting guys just to initiate combat to vary up the gameplay.
I know. There's another thing of gameplay I saw where your character is just standing there, and then people are shooting each other and completely ignoring the main character, and then finally they just run up and punch someone, and then they finally start targeting the character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So anyway, that's story number 1. Story number 2 is we got to talk about Concord. And Concord.
Wait. They're good grapes, right?
Right.
Oh yeah. So I will be the first to say that despite being the one that has a PlayStation PS5 here, I have not touched Concord. I didn't.
No
wanna
one has
buy it.
anyone
It's
else.
Just
Yes.
another one.
Nor
Well,
has all 700 people who played last weekend. So, they opening launch weekend, they were recording around 600 to 700 players.
which is extremely low for a launching game.
As opposed to Wukong,
I did
that
see
got
that.
all sorts of review bombing and garbage thrown at it. Over 2 million people. And here's the funnier part about that. There are people that are all saying, "Oh, well, most of them are Chinese." Yeah.
So?
It's Wu.
So?
What?
What was it said? Since when is that a slur? Is that like an ethnic slur or something like that? It's just
This
like,
is for Wukong?
oh yes, Wukong.
I kinda expect that would be the way it would be.
Yeah, because it's kind of a Chinese developer.
Yeah. I mean, sure, it doesn't have the same kind of title, but like knowing that the Stellar Blade was made by North Korean developer, you kind of
South
suspect
South
they're
Korean.
gonna have South Korean, sorry, South Korean developer.
Let's just say North Korea would not make that game.
Brain, yeah,
No.
brain's not in it. But it's like you suspect that all of the characters are going to look like that style of game. In fact, like I swear that with at least one of the character models, I know I've seen that exact like hairstyle and character model in like Dragon Raja.
So
Like
this
the
is
mobile game
this is for Wukong,
for Stellar
right?
Blade.
Oh, Stellar
No,
Blade.
this is
yeah.
Stellar Blade.
Right. Stellar Blade. Got it.
But it's like because of knowing the developer, it's like it doesn't bother me because it's like, yeah, okay, that was to be expected. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I can't. Why would you go into a game called Wukong and get angry about that?
Well, I mean, the thing is on the negative reviews for Wu. I guess we're moving on to a third topic. We'll get back to Concord.
Yeah, okay, we
but-
can do that.
But anyway, so
I
with
actually have one
Wukong,
to add to that you'll find funny.
one of the
Anyway,
things
go ahead.
about Wukong that it was getting decimated in the reviews is for its lack of diversity. I'm like, guys, this is Into the West. This was based on ancient Chinese literature. Last I checked, ancient Chinese not exactly into diversity. Number one, don't know if y'all know this, but not a lot of black people live in China. No.
Well, Ubisoft would beg to argue.
They would beg to argue about Japan, not China.
Well, I mean, I thought you were saying not many black people in the East.
Okay, no, I was saying in
Yeah.
China.
No, in China.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
specifically.
I heard my brain process that.
My
I'll go
hands
sit
are
in the corner now.
confused.
So back to Concord.
Yes, so back to Concord. So 600 people at launch within like the first week are playing simultaneously online. So that Sony basically announced they're taking a $200 million hit on this. That basically 10 years of development down the drain. And on top of that, there are lots and plenty of evidence to show that they are now jacking up PlayStation 5 prices in Japan to recuperate the losses.
Ooh. That's not gonna come back to bite them in the butt anytime soon. Jeez.
Because I mean, my biggest question with this is honestly, who the heck did they get to play test this thing? Like, sincerely,
Well, and
how did
on
they
top
not
of
get
that-
people to play test this thing and say, guys, this sucks.
this
Nobody's gonna want to
years.
play this for years. They
Concord?
yes, Concord.
Yeah.
I think I know who they got to play test.
Themselves.
It was the people that it was the contractors that they hired to help them with the DEI stuff.
Right. Did I?
Yeah, probably.
But it's like for that many years.
And welcome, operator.
On top of it, it's
Thank
like
you.
they never announced it until this last year, and the fanfare was like no one was interested.
Yeah.
And it's been in development for 8 years.
Yeah, the hero shooter genre has been so oversaturated, especially lately.
Right.
It's like
Well, I just watched a video earlier today that was talking about the character designs, and they made a really excellent point about you can't tell what any of the characters does just by looking at them, which is really bad for a hero shooter.
Yeah, no, that's extremely bad. Okay, as much as I dislike where it's standing now, Overwatch is the perfect example of where you look at a character and you're like, okay, that actually is like, I know that character and I think I want to try him out. Marvel Rivals, very similar thing. Although the thing with Marvel is like, at least you know the characters from the comics and everything, and it's like they are, like, you know the heroes. To come out with a game like that and not have anything that distinguishes anybody from each other, that's extremely bad.
And by the way, Mecha says they more than likely ignored the playtester's remarks.
That's kind of a weird... I guess it depends on the branch for Sony, though. For the PlayStation, especially with the PlayStation.
But wasn't it supposedly like one of their main studios was working on that?
Well, that was that was supposed to be like one of their major releases. Like, I know, but it's like, I'm a good example. It's like, I enjoy a good hero shooter, but it's like most of them come out free to play, and you get to play them for a bit and see whether you enjoy them, want to put money into like getting the cosmetics and stuff. Concord was pay to play. And
right.
The thing is, this is the second game in like that's released that's got this exact same reaction. Foam Stars was given away as a PlayStation Plus title, but to anybody who didn't have PlayStation Plus, you had to buy it. It is now going free to play and no PlayStation Plus required because it's got the same issue. Right. No one wants to play it.
Yep.
They would rather go play Splatoon.
Well, yeah, and from what I could tell, the main appeal of Foam Stars is someone that wants to play Splatoon that does not have a Switch.
Right.
Well, outside of that, it does have some unique mechanics to it, like that you can build up on the foam to be able to get. It has a little more verticality than Splatoon.
All right,
but,
one sec here. Let me hold you there for 1 second. By the way, ABC123, what up? Welcome to the Frito Bandito Taqueria, coming in from YouTube. It says Sony said that there are more PS4 users than PS5 users. Yep, that is definitely true. I am a PS4 user.
PS5 hasn't been selling.
Yep.
Because there's no games on it, and no one could get a hold of it for the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing
I
too
think that's
is
the major thing.
Yeah, and to operator's point is that they don't have the exclusives like the PS4
Exactly.
did.
I think, and the for a lot of the games that have been coming out for the PS5, they've still been releasing with PS4 versions. So it's like people don't feel like they need to upgrade.
Well, I will say though, if you're gonna get Star Ocean, the Divine Force, do not get the PS4 version. Don't get it. It sucks. It looks like garbage.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing: if the PS5 has been selling so well, let's make sure that we make it available to our consumer base by maybe lowering the price. Oh, wait, that's not what's going to be happening.
In Japan,
they had to increase the price because of the failure of Concord.
yeah. We were talking about that before you showed up, operator. Exactly.
This is really going to be a big problem for them because, I mean, the rumors are that the PS4 Pro or PS5 Pro is supposed to be probably about a year away.
Right.
And so for them to already be jacking up the prices of the regular PS5 just to have the PS5 Pro come out next year or so, no one's going to buy it. They're just going to wait for the Pro to come out.
Right.
See, the only reason I have my PS5 right now is because I got invited to do so under like the PlayStation Direct, which I still don't even know how I got lucky enough to be in their little raffle for that. But it's like, at the time, I wasn't even originally going to put the money down, but then I was like, okay, I can get it as myself as like a gift for for completing my certifications and stuff. Like,
right, yeah, I remember you talking about that.
It can be like my gift to myself, and I don't regret buying it at the time, especially because it's like, for me, the games were already there. Like,
right.
I knew that Horizon Forbidden West was going to be coming out on it. I knew eventually the Final Fantasy VII was going to be coming out. Final Fantasy 16. And I know that the next Kingdom Hearts is definitely going to be a PS5 title. So it's like, for me, it all aligned perfectly to be like, okay, all the games that I want have already been announced. They are on the slate. I don't have to worry. And I mean, there's been some extremely good ones that have come out since that I've gotten a hold of. But I know a lot of people who have definitely said, like, I don't need a PS5, or like, I'll get a PS5 when the Pro comes out. Like, I feel like a lot of these console makers have shot themselves in the foot really bad too, with the fact that it's always a, well, we're gonna release the main console and then there's always gonna be a Pro version.
Yeah.
Like, it's been the same thing with the Switch. A lot of people, like, the Switch has been there for as long as it has, and people have finally, like, bought it, but it was the same thing. A lot of people were just like, well, okay, the Switch is a cool console, but maybe I'll just wait until they release a Pro version. Like,
yeah.
I get it. I totally do. And this whole thing with Concord is just going to be another thing where Sony, if they really do jack up the prices, they'll just have shot themselves in the foot, because no one will buy until the PS5 Pro comes out.
Yeah, because I know for me personally that I was not planning on buying a PS5. And I knew that my desire to buy a PlayStation 5 was going to mainly focus on what were the console exclusives. And now that Square Enix has basically said, yeah, going console exclusive was kind of a bad move.
Well, it destroyed 16 sales numbers.
Yeah, 100%. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, well, like 16 and remake.
Or Rebirth.
Yep. Yeah, Rebirth got slammed.
Remake sold really well. Rebirth, on the other hand, because everybody
Remake
knew
was
it
also
would
on
eventually come to PC.
Remake was also on PlayStation 4.
That's true, but the DLC was not.
Right. That's absolutely right. DLC.
Which, another absolute example of what the actual F were they thinking.
I know.
I get, like, that they were trying to really, like, pump up the sales for it, but my gosh, to have an actual important, like, story beat locked behind a console generation until it was released on PC, that was a bad move.
Yeah. Cause, I mean, didn't they learn their lesson from DLC from Final Fantasy 15? I mean, seriously. No, they should have learned their lesson from locking major pieces of story behind DLC. It's like, guys, you can't do this anymore because you can't guarantee.
That, it's like the DLCs for 15, outside of, like, people really enjoyed, I think, one. Like, they enjoyed the episodic stories, but it seemed like the agreement was, like, one was better than the other two. And then the entire, like,
basically 3/4 of the second round.
The fourth DLC was not taken as nicely, and the entire multiplayer thing just got absolutely slaughtered.
Yeah.
Like, slammed to high heaven.
Yep.
Like, that should have been an amazing thing to throw in there, and they just messed it up bad.
Yep. No, I remember playing it on the 15 multiplayer, and I'm just like, I don't even know.
Yeah, I never got the chance. I was really looking forward to it. I really wanted to play it with someone, and then I heard it was absolutely terrible.
I mean, it was fine for what it was, but it was definitely, when you cracked it open, you're just like, wait, this is not a selling point. I don't know what they were trying to do here. But
it's like, if you had bought that standalone,
no,
that was a regret.
No,
Like
100%.
if you had gotten it as part of their season pass, like it's like okay, it was just included, whatever. But it's like there's so many games that prove time and time again that they can do it. Like, I mean, everybody is demanding a Bloodborne remake because of how amazing that game was, and it's still exclusive.
After seeing what they did with the Demon Souls remake, I don't want them to touch it.
Really? I thought people really liked the Demon Souls remake.
If you go and compare the graphical style, they completely changed the art style.
Oh.
They made it much more focused on. They made it much more focused on gross factor, and they put a lot more vines all over Boletaria.
I don't want a remake of Bloodborne. I guess I should clarify.
A port. I want a port, but I don't want a remake.
I don't even need a port. I just want 60 frames per second. Just give me the 60 frames per second.
Well, that's going to mean a remake because the entire engine, everything is tied to running at 30 frames per second.
So a remaster.
You take that up to 60 frames per second, yes. The entire game's frames.
Well, the problem with the remaster is, again, you have that same issue where people that are doing the remaster, if they decide to mess with graphics, they try to change the art style. And Bloodborne is definitely one of those. That needs to stay intact. Bloodborne is beautiful. Its art style is...
The original Demon Souls, despite being fairly low texture, is incredibly beautiful in its own way. And it looked great. What they needed to do was just upscale everything. They didn't need to go and start adding vines and changing the way everything looked.
It was the fact that they literally went and built it all again from scratch. They just destroyed what made it as good as it was. Now I've never played the original. I also haven't really, outside of seeing it in videos every once in a while, I haven't really seen anything. I've played a little bit of the remake, but man, I was so lost. But I think that was the whole point of the game. But anyway, I want Bloodborne. The main thing that I think just holds Bloodborne back is that frame rate. If you could make it so that it has that faster feel, at the higher frames, I think the game would be infinitely more enjoyable without sacrificing the quality of the game. I think people would really, people have been trying to figure out ways to make Bloodborne run at 60 frames per second for ages, so...
they're trying to get it.
Apparently there's actually on an emulator that they got it to work. And everybody was just like, please let this tell them to actually make it happen. But yeah, if they decide to give it a remake treatment, I think that's going to really make people angry. Especially if they do ruin it.
I tried to slide down the mountain and I failed.
You know that in Dragon's Dogma, when you hit 0 HP, if you hit the select button fast enough, you can pull up the healing menu and heal yourself before you die.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Of course, I haven't played in a long time. Anyway.
And you can also get the Cyclops to take its helmet off if you climb up behind its head.
That.
Let's try that.
So in another kind of similar vein, nobody here's probably really well, actually, maybe somebody has, but Starfield just got an update.
Still not buying it.
Okay. That's fine. Well, the only reason I bring it up, they added roaming vehicles to be able to actually explore the world in, four-wheeler rover type of vehicle.
So wait, I can build a Normandy in space and have my Mako for ground?
Funny you mentioned that. The description that I heard from somebody was that when they actually tried out the vehicle, they're like, has anybody else tried this out? It feels like driving the Mako from Mass Effect. That was that
was a lot faster.
That bad, huh? I was like, that bad, huh? They were like, yeah, it's not good. So, yeah. apparently Starfield is just trying to become Mass Effect 1 all over again, I guess.
I don't... Well, from what I hear, even the modders even say that they can't fix Starfield.
Well,
when the modders say that they can't fix your game, that means your game is bad.
I think what it comes down to for the modders is that they... And I know that it's because Bethesda is scared out of their minds. Because they won't release the freaking creator, like, whatever it's called. What is it?
Creator kit?
They have the same... Creator kit, that's it. Like, the thing that really opened up Skyrim was when they finally actually allowed... When Skyrim actually allowed... when they allowed everything to be modified, like, the modders had the field day. Starfield, they said that it was going to be released in January, that they were going to finally allow the modders to have at it and then do everything, and then they didn't, and it's been all this time and they still haven't. But I think that Bethesda just realizes that they're literally making games that are not good, that just immediately get like improved on and fixed by the community, and it's not helping their image in any way. It's just making them seem like a loser company that can't actually make a game. But they're proving time and time again.
Yeah, they are kind of a loser company that can't really make a game.
Like,
well, given that Starfield is not helping them, they should release the creator kit for Starfield and
exactly.
Hope that they can maybe make some money off of it.
But they won't, for whatever reason.
Probably because they can't get it ready.
But yeah, until something like that can actually get released, Starfield will never get fixed. It'll never be.
I don't think the mods. I don't think even if they had the creator kit, they could make Starfield fun to play. I think the game's just inherently unfun.
I think there's extremely big issues to it, but it's something similar to what I see with I saw with No Man's Sky. I think that there's a lot of little potential things that need to be addressed, and a modder who actually knows what they're doing could actually have at it and really bring things to the fruition that it should be. But Bethesda just will not do it. And it's frankly kind of weird that they are being so stubborn about it with how eager they seemed before. Like Skyrim became as popular. Will went to bed, I think.
Yeah, it looks like Will had to go to bed.
But it's like Skyrim's potential came out once modders could have at it. And again, they seem so enthusiastic about releasing the creator kit. It's like, what freaks them out? And it may be like you're saying, maybe they realized their engine is so busted at this point that even a modder can't actually fix it. Like,
oh, it's not the mods. It's the game design itself. It's like, you would have to take the game, delete all of the Bethesda content, and make an entirely new game on top of it.
Which, I mean, kind of has happened with some Skyrim stuff. People have been recreating the entirety of Morrowind in Skyrim.
Well, I found a mod on Steam called Enderall Forgotten Stories for Skyrim.
I've seen things for Enderall.
Basically is an entirely new game built on top of Skyrim. And Steam treats it like an entirely new game. So it's certainly possible that someone could take the Starfield engine and everything that's there and make an entirely new game, but I don't think they want to. I don't think there's any real desire to mess with Starfield. The game just doesn't have the soul that Skyrim had.
Yeah, because I mean, at least with Skyrim, there was a lot there. Because I think the problem with Starfield, now, full disclosure, I have not played Starfield, but from what I understand, the whole concept of the procedurally generated planets is that there's no real, as you said, there's no real soul to it. It's just a bunch of randomly generated gobbledygook, which for a game like the original Diablo, hey, that works. You know, you have some randomly generated dungeons, you go and you beat up Diablo, and that's it. But when you're supposed
to... It's actually the exact same problem that No Man's Sky had when they got all over ambitious with their procedural generation. Like, if you don't have the right stuff in there, it's just bland, and nobody is going to enjoy it. And that's what definitely comes out in Starfield. Going from planet to planet and actually like trying to explore and find stuff, it's just barren.
Right. Yeah, there's just not
so
much
many
there.
Levels.
Like with Skyrim and Final Fantasy 15, it was always fun to run around and find every little nook and cranny, see if there is anything interesting there. You know, I mean, in Skyrim, you find little rando side quests all over the place. You know?
What procedural generation is good at is random tile sets for something that needs to be run repeatedly, or creating a ton of terrain all at once, which you then manually go and adjust and put tons of interesting landmarks on.
Right.
It is not good at on-the-fly planetary generation.
Right.
And on top of it, the restrictions, the actual like points where it's like they actually did restrict things, makes no sense. For example, when you're creating your ship, everything has to snap together. But it's like you can't rotate certain parts in ways where it still would have made absolute sense for it to do so. Certain parts, like, it's like you can only rotate from side to side or horizontally, like you can't do a vertical rotation, when it would absolutely have made sense for it to do so. Like, there's so much restriction on your actual creation of ships due to it. And it's ridiculous. It makes no sense that they made that effect. Because it's like, there's so many parts where it's just like, okay, this is just decorative. Well, why can't that face one direction and not the other? It's very odd. It's a very arbitrary decision.
Yeah.
And again, it's like their focuses seem to be in all the wrong places. The one thing that I've been saying for years, with as great as Skyrim is like it's dated. It's as old as it is. Like the Bethesda engine needs an overhaul.
It needs a replacement.
It needs a replacement. I do not think Bethesda will have success with their games until they give up on this engine.
They've been using it since Morrowind.
And I get that like engines are constantly updated and like made to be better and all these different things, but it's like the because they've been using it for such a long time, the game never feels like a new game. Even Starfield had all of these things in it where it was just like, why is that the way things are?
Because
it's
that's
so
the way
odd.
they do them at Bethesda.
Well, I mean, so let's kind of shift gears here for a sec. I gotta talk about a game that's been on my radar for a little bit. It's called Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Now,
this is the one you brought up earlier this week, huh?
Yes.
Or earlier today.
Yes. Claire Obscure. This is a game that I've been following for a couple months now. It's made by a small French developer, and it is basically everyone's wish list for what mechanics should be in a JRPG that's turn-based. And I mean, the graphics look amazing. The story elements look insanely good. I mean, the premise of the story is insane, where there's this whole enclave of people who live around this island. And on this island, there's a woman named the Painter. And the Painter every year paints a number. And that number corresponds to the age of everyone who instantly dies.
Oh.
So it started at like 60 or something like that. And every year it gets whittled down. So everyone winds up dying. Basically, if nothing is done, literally everyone will die. So,
with all that I am,
okay, good. That finishes that. So you're a part of this expedition that goes on to this island, and then you are supposed to, your expedition is to get rid of the Painter. So then, when you're on this island, you are going to run across all the expeditions that came before you. And you're going to kind of see all the progression that they made and all this lore stuff. And, I mean, the battle system is insane. If they could pull this off, it is basically everything good about almost every single solid JRPG game. Mario RPG, Chrono Trigger, even a free aiming system like you have in Eternal Sonata. Ooh. And you have a free aim system where you can actively look around the battlefield, and there's supposed to be, certain target or certain mechanics with bosses. Like they said, for instance, there's this one where you fight this this monster that feeds off of the plants, and you're supposed to shoot the plants to close the flowers to prevent the boss from gaining strength over the course of the battle. So on top of that, there's also there's also dodge and parry mechanics. And the developers legitimately said, if you get good enough at parrying, you can have a 0 damage run. And I'm like, well, that's pretty dang cool. And just everything I've seen in this game, I'm just falling in love with it. It just looks amazing.
I mean, the parry idea within a turn base, that is unique, because that is never really been a thing.
No, not really. The only one that is close is basically the games like Super Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG, Sea of Stars. Those are the two games that I can think of off the top of my head. But there's not much else that I can think of. And the fact that they're going to weigh very heavily on that, and, like I said, give the player the ability to do a damageless run. That is pretty fantastic. I am super pumped about that game.
Just name it, sir.
No, that sounds awesome.
I think it's supposed to be coming out next year, I think. Let's see here. What else do I want to toss in?
Steam says it doesn't have a date.
What's the art style?
Realistic.
Comparable to?
Very realistic. Like, solidly realistic. It's by a French developer.
My concern after looking at it is it's being published by the same people that published Flintlock, which had an SBI snafu earlier this year.
Oh, Flintlock?
Mm-hmm. Not the same developer, but the same publisher.
Oh, okay.
So depending on how involved this publisher gets in the game's development.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, it looks like, at least with the premise, it doesn't look like there would be much room for crap like that. Because
there's a ton of room for crap like that.
I don't know. The way that I'm looking at it, it looks like potentially it could be a very solid narrative.
No, it sounds intriguing, and I like the idea.
Oh, also, free DLC for Sea of Stars.
Just name it, sir. Come again.
I'm pretty excited for that. Because I saw that on the Nintendo Direct, and I'm just like, This is pretty cool. Oh crap!
I didn't even know
that's
they
a
had
knowledge
something
check.
recently.
Do you favor a player who puts safety above all else, or one who seeks out and gathers anything of use?
All right.
There does appear to be a white guy in the past of this game that you've been talking about, Pharaoh, so that is a good sign.
That's a good sign. Yeah. The main character's a white guy.
A white guy and 3 white chicks, from the looks of it, from this screenshot.
You mean it's not getting the Final Fantasy XIV's newest DLC up treatment?
My all is yours to shape, Master. Should I suffer a deadly blow, how shall I voice my
I mean, the issue with that was less DEI, though that was starting to become an issue in 14. So, although, really the biggest issue with 14 is the community has become DEI.
Right. Yeah, because I heard that they just did another massive update to the terms of service, and they're like cracking hard, like even more down on players telling other players how to not suck at the game.
Is that what it is? I couldn't pull up the link kept pulling up a DNS error when I tried to pull up the link in the email.
I mean, this was looking on X at some people's summarization of it, and also in the Final Fantasy XIV Hell Facebook group.
So
that's actually a good group.
Here's what the email I got about it says. Hello. We want to let you know that we are updating our Final Fantasy XIV user agreement on September 26, 2024. Here's a summary of the key changes. How we resolve disputes. We have added clarifications to our dispute resolution section 10, including subsections of section 10. Billing procedures and recurring subscriptions. We have added clarifications on billing procedures and recurring subscriptions. License limitations and prohibited activities. We have added clarifications to our license limitations and prohibited activities sections, and have provided details and examples of prohibited activities. Limited warranty for physical media. We've added clarifications to the limited warranty that applies to physical media.
Which really, how
we
much
encourage
how
you
much
to read the updated Final Fantasy
anymore?
XIV user agreement in full here. Thank you for playing Final Fantasy XIV, which I think is really weird that I'm getting this email and they're thanking me for playing a game I've quit.
We thank you for your service, operator.
We thank you for giving us no money.
Well, you've given them a lot of money over the years. Come on, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see here. Do I got anything I can potentially...
And they've given me jack all in terms of enjoyment for it for the last 2 expansions.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so that finished off. I did that escort quest. Got Sarah Maximiliano to where he needed to be. Now, there's supposed to be a quest up here that I'm supposed to handle. Oh.
This run is getting tough.
Wrong way. Yeah, so I'm at the point where the Great Wall is the next major story beat that I have to get to.
That is the point of no return.
Right. Is that the point of no return for the entire rest of the game, or is it just this chapter?
There's like a bunch of side quests that'll close off.
Yeah, that'll lock up. Yeah, it'll lock the other side quests. Oh, there it is.
Because I don't remember which quest you're talking about.
The one that I was just talking about, escorting?
No, I don't remember. The Great Wall is
in his rage, he banished Milady
the point of no return for the quests, or the point of no return for everything.
Okay.
We plan to flee and seek refuge in our native Meloir. Please, Arisen, make for the man's.
But once I'm pretty sure once you do that quest, most quests fail.
I beg of you, make for the northern.
Yeah, because it is deny salvation. Okay,
so that's the point of no return for quests.
Right.
Gosh dang it.
Let's see here. Okay, good. So it is is all the way up there.
Take your favorite crystal. You'll want to... Actually, you can walk right in the front door.
Yep.
Just make sure you wear the armor.
Yep. I listened to her. I shall change. Oof.
The armor won't help you on the way out, though.
Oh, yeah. All right. Look at me. I'm all officially official. All right, let's clamber up this hill.
Lantern helps.
Ah, maybe. All the way around. That was an explodey. So what else have you been up to lately, operator?
Not too much. The latest WoW expansion came out.
Oh, cool.
It's,
What's the premise?
The premise is... There's this evil void lady that has something of great power, and we have to stop her from starting a war, and we have to save the soul of the world.
Fun.
Honestly, it seems pretty boring so far.
End it! Finish it! Quickly!
I got you, Fire's Blade!
Disinfected them, knock them back! You bastard! I'll take this. That's it, really. What's this? This looks interesting. Ha!
Take my fire!
Let me in.
Woof, I should have only started a moment ago.
Alright. Here we go. Da-doom, da-doom. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna break everything here.
You do have to be careful about weight for a bit here because your pawns are not with you.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Also, when you get the chance, be sure to look under the Duchess's bed.
Hmm. Don't worry, just doing some mopping. Don't mind me.
Just fixing the books.
Yeah, I gotta rearrange things. You know, these are not tidy at all.
You didn't get what I was saying.
Oh. I'm fixing the books. Okay. That was a bad crime joke. Give me all this stuff.
I really do need to go back and actually do the last few quests in that game.
I need to finish it on PC. I went and did Bitter Black Isle. But I need more Rift Crystals to finish purifying all the gear I got.
I just never even finished the main sequence. Began getting caught up in other things I have to play.
We need to finish Monster Hunter World.
That seems to be a common refrain.
With good reason.
I've been playing a lot of Warframe, and I, for a while, got into Sea of Thieves.
Hey, aren't you that whore that sold me out?
Yes. Yes, she is.
Stupid wench. Don't you dare come up puns. No. No! 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 Do not kiss her! What the heck? You're kissing her forehead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh!
Your
Hello!
entire doing this quest is kind of solidifying.
Whoa! Well,
This quest does not have a friends option, Pharaoh.
no, there is apparently no friend zone here. Hey, I got the silk lingerie.
Nope.
Hot dog! Nothing like pilfering someone who completely came all upon you. Pilfering their sweet nether things.
Yeah, by doing that quest, you've basically solidified that she is the love interest.
Oh,
I mean, there are ways to change it.
I just got the panties.
There are ways to change it, yes.
I got her panties. Her knickers were all up in a twist. Yay, escort quest. Woohoo!
I failed my risk brain run. Now I'm trying to figure out what I want to play.
The guard!
Probably get back to
Remember when I said that armor wouldn't protect you while on the way out?
Yeah.
that escort portion of that sucked.
Only until you get the pawns back. You unequip the jewelry.
Yeah. I could. Yeah, I just put it back on. I still can't believe I have to escort this whore.
Well, get her out of the castle safely. You can't go out the front door. It'd be really easy if you could go out the front door.
Yeah, that would also be logical.
Yeah, it seems like your pods would literally just be waiting for you right there. Like where you left them.
The main exit is far too perilous. We should take this way.
I suppose technically they could have archers watching the front door. And given that the Duchess isn't particularly vigorous, a bunch of arrows would probably bring an end to this.
Probably.
Now the question is whether you'd preface that with well-deserved ends.
She is an adulteress.
I think the term you're looking for is filthy, skanky whore. That's my preferred term.
Dirty shizno.
Yeah.
You get that reference?
Skanky Slatrosa? No, I did not get that reference, by the way. No.
It seems that
It's red versus blue.
Ah, okay. I haven't watched very much of that.
It's apparently the worst insult in the galaxy or something. As told by an AI.
She also refuses to jump.
What am I supposed to do? Throw her?
Carry her.
Carry her.
Trust me, I didn't realize that until Operator brought it up as well.
Boing. Boing. Take me, man meat. Or woman meat. Pyrabescara meat.
Yeah, the game was really built for, like, canonical...
Yeah.
Arisen, which is a dude.
A Hawkeye.
Well, you see the canonical Arisen when you create your character.
Right.
Is the default option.
Kill 'em all.
Also carrying something that over encumbers you, such as her. Consumes your stamina.
Stop! No!
What he's saying is she's not light.
Well, she won't over encumber the maximum
Perhaps a stair, a ladder.
size male characters if
We must find a way
they're
back.
lightly encumbered.
Perhaps a stair, a ladder.
I don't think she'll climb a ladder.
I think
Yeah, she
does.
is. She is. Very
Okay.
agonizingly slow.
She'll at least do that.
But right now, Pharaoh's also mostly encumbered with random junk.
Yep.
Yes.
So, carrying any person's going to heavily encumber him. You think you need to be near your opponents to use those manuals. And you can't use them if they already know what's caught
Oh,
by
okay.
them.
Is there an easy way to heal them without having a cure spell on you?
You might be able to throw spring water at her.
Okay.
I don't think you have spring water.
No, I don't.
Despite the spring that was
Ooh,
right
I got a
outside
lady's
that.
corset now.
There we go. Corset and underwear.
Yeah! She's wearing a thong! With me. Boing!
Enemies up ahead, if I'm not mistaken.
Keep moving.
I'm relieved to see you again, Arthur.
I am joyed to see you safe, Master.
Alright, here's the ponds.
Okay, they'll start casting Cure on her.
Alright, we're gonna Alright.
Let us quit this place.
So Pharaoh,
So yes.
when are we gonna do another multiplayer game night?
Okay. So here's the deal, and I've kind of mentioned this before. My wife and mine's finances are basically
right. I'm not talking like Baldur's Gate or anything. I'm saying things that already owned or like.
Yeah, I need to set that up. I need to do something. But like kind of right now, I'm kind of at the point where I am doing my triathlon major training. Wait, is there someone who's trying to? Hold on, I can't see whoever's trying. Oh, there. So I just haven't really had a lot of time to sit down and really think about it in terms of what I have available, what we can play. Oh, excuse me. Stuff like that. So let me kind of get my head back on straight with regards to that, and especially with the massive change of ditching Final Fantasy 14 like I did. Oh! Can you not?
Well.
Oh, feck.
I was just wondering because there's been other options that I stumbled upon that it's like as long as one person owns it, other people can play it. There's a fairly silly game called like Last Train Out of Wormtown that's actually pretty enjoyable.
What was that?
There's one Last Train Out of Wormtown. It's simplistic in that like one person. It's kind of like if Dead by Daylight was made really ridiculous. It's like one person plays as a sandworm. Think Tremors, but like the one person is the worm while the others are trying to get a train ready to leave. It's pretty fun. But it's like as long as one person owns it, which I do, it has a friends pass that as many other people as want to can play as well.
Oh, that'd be good.
There's also other ones like I don't know if anybody else has it, but that Party Animals game that I was trying to get working when you were here.
Right, yeah, Animal Party, yeah.
Decided to randomly have those stupid updates.
Yeah, that was fun? Question mark?
We didn't even get the chance to try it.
No, we didn't. That was terrible.
Freaking stupid piece of crap decided to update in the middle of everything. Anyway,
I'll take that.
But that one, unfortunately, it's like you can. I think only one person can play.
Yeah.
On a friend's pass per ownership, sadly.
I mean, I know another game that I do need to go back to and actually finish is Scott Pilgrim on the Switch.
Right.
I definitely need to go back, and I really do need to finish that game. But yeah, no, like you said, there are definitely plenty of options, and I just need to sit down and, you know, put some propositions out there on Discord, which, by the way, if you're not on the Discord, you should. So I'll be able to... Hold on, where am I going? South? Okay, yeah, south. Okay, okay, I know where I'm going now. Gotta go down south this way.
The other one that I...
Go ahead.
Is like if we ever wanted to do something similar to Smash Brothers, there's also that Multiverses that came out. That one's free to play as well.
Right. I'm here.
But that's if people would actually want to play with WB properties. WB being Cartoon Network.
Okay, yeah, this should be... Yep, this is where I want to go.
But at the very least, I think if we could get 3 or 4 other people, Last Train Out of Wormtown would be a absolutely ridiculously funny game to play.
Okay, now that might be a good time. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can get going on the Discord. Probably, maybe next weekend. What do you think? Will next weekend be fine? Next weekend should be fine.
Ranged attacks. Stay away from me!
We're left exposed after a Sufficient.
Strength in numbers, Arisen.
This looks interesting.
Alright. Just about done there.
I'm extremely curious. The new Harry Potter Quidditch game that's supposed to be coming out, they're putting that as a free game in PlayStation Plus this next month.
Wow.
Like, as it comes out, it's gonna immediately be on PS Plus, so I'm like,
That
Well, they
shows
were giving it
okay.
away for free if you had the base game or whatever.
Let's not place too much weight.
Oh, the Hogwarts?
what do you mean?
Yeah, if you had Hogwarts Legacy, you got the next one for free or some crap like that.
I don't think that is the case.
Yeah, that's what
There's
I
like,
thought.
there's DLC, there's like a downloadable thing for it if you have a Hogwarts Legacy save.
Yeah. They're going live service with this new one, so they want to get as big of an install base as they can.
Yeah. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad way to do it.
Treasure, perhaps?
Wow, my final treasure before I leave is a war bugle. Whoa.
This looks interesting.
No, it's gonna be $30, and I do not see anything about it being free for people with Hogwarts Legacy. I just know that there was like a skin that you get if you have a Hogwarts Legacy save. Yeah, it's gonna be $30.
Milady! Mirabelle!
Whore! Skank! Slut! What?
These good men are familiar.
Barrel out of context.
Come, milady, let us be off for home. I am well eager to be quit of this place. Let's be done with dragons and that awful duke.
But I was just surprised to see that it was already going to be on the PlayStation Plus
Yeah.
lineup.
Oh, I also have to say, Squirrel with a Gun came out today.
Oh, did it actually
Yes.
release?
Yes, it actually released today.
I haven't
like-
seen anything about it.
Oh boy. It looks like it's like, to me, is basically Goat Simulator. Some you buy just to have a stupid good time with.
Fair. It's got very positive reviews.
Because it's a squirrel with a gun. How could it not have positive reviews? I mean, seriously.
I've learned what to do in this quest.
What? Live stowaway squirrel sails thousands of miles. And it shows a sniper rifle, a revolver, a car.
Basically, my
It's
worst
like,
nightmare.
There's apparently like a news, oh, what is it? Story about it all. Like on the, somebody's playing it right now.
Alright. Alright, so we got the whore out of the hold. Oh,
Support crystal.
come
One
on.
can reach it from anywhere with the use of a magic
Time
item.
to wield your banhammer, operator.
What?
Did I?
On Twitch.
What were you asking?
You need to
Oh,
wield your
bot?
banhammer.
Somebody to ban.
I shall guide us from there. Now,
I
where shall
just
we
need
head?
somebody to ban. Won't you give me somebody to ban?
Okay, I'm looking at like the description stuff, and they've got some gameplay videos in there. There's like some legitimately good animation.
Yes.
Like, what the heck? Watching a squirrel firing an RPG is also hilarious.
That's the whole thing. That's why I want to play it. Because then I can show people I was not crazy for thinking squirrels are evil.
Oh, I knew they were evil.
All right.
I had one try to climb up my leg once.
And I have the squirrel story, which if you're on Rumble and you haven't subscribed to this here channel, you should, because if I get 5 subscribers, I tell the squirrel story. All right, Summerlee Cowl.
Yeah, my squirrel story was just I was sitting in a chair reading a book. It decided to try and climb up my leg. As soon as I noticed there was a squirrel that was halfway up my leg, I sent it flying into the woods.
Very nice.
Have your pick. Any you like.
Apparently, I was holding so still reading my book, it thought I was a tree.
Or a statue.
Or a statue.
Okay.
Well, tree. It was at Flaming Gorge, so there were trees all over.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so it's only 10:09, so I can still go longer. We're just gonna delete that. Okay. Now I need to find out. Let's see here. Is there any
Content roadmap?
Any more quests? I think there should be one more quest. Oh, that's all right. I was gonna go check out the other whore. Needed to go see if she's selling anything of interest. What?
Just referring to them that way. It's just.
I'm making an accurate description of both of these ladies of the night.
The sad thing is that I know who you're talking about based on your description.
And it fits Madeline even more than it does the Duchess.
Yes.
It really does.
Well, the Duchess is a romantic whore where she toys with your heart and then she leaves you for dead, like literally. And then Madeline, she's just a good whore, just a straight up standard issue whore.
Madeline's in some trouble of late. She abandoned her shop and fled under
time's
cover of
only
night.
$5.
Here for business? Madeline, she abandoned us.
Alright, well, we gotta go track that whore down. Ugh. Alright, here we go. Bad business. Speak with nearby townspeople to uncover the clues of Madeline's disappearance.
Alright. I think I'm gonna jump off.
Alright.
For the night.
Sounds
good
good,
talking
man.
to you guys.
Yep, always a pleasure. Talk to you later, man.
Okay, bye-bye.
Who the frick am I supposed to talk to?
Your position. Someone here may know of her whereabouts.
Alright. Down to the town center. Oh. These people know.
Yes, tongues wag with talk of Madeline. Rumor has it, she was dealing in illicit goods. Some authority uncovered her game and she was forced to shutter her shop. I hear she fled, too, before the guards had a chance to arrest her. Just what was she up to? I'd like to know.
Perhaps we best ask around.
Madeline shop? Sure, everyone knows of it. She bought the place when the first owner fled the dragon. Opened for business soon after. She has a fine head for figures. Bit stingy with the credit if I... It's odd she closed so sudden like. I'd wait.
Seek out Madeline in Grand Soren. So that Okay, somewhere over there.
This place holds its share of shadows. We'll find all manner of shops here.
We seek a merchant named Madeline, Arisen. Have you seen her? Damn. This search is but one grand jape. You have my thanks, Arisen.
We'll scour every corner.
Haha.
Madeline fled along the waterway below us.
Who cares about ankles?
What's this doing here? There, tower in the distance. What says the map, Arisen?
Already been there.
I'd not thought to find such a place here.
So I'm discovered at last. You must believe me, I've done nothing wrong. They say I dealt in banned goods. If it's true, I swear it was not my intent. I had no idea.
I had no idea they banned soda. What is this, New York City?
But as I don't expect them to take me at my word, I was forced into hiding.
I don't think their taxes are that draconian.
I fled in such haste, all my goods were left behind. More's the pity, I suppose. Wish I'd thought to secure my dagger. It's a kind of charm what brings good fortune. Maker's breath! That's my dagger! Oh, you beautiful thing! I can hardly believe it! I could just kiss you.
Yeah.
I have not the words to
Take the
thank
dagger, don't kiss me.
It's been at my side ere I started my trade, many moons ago. But then I've greater concerns at the moment. I've never seen trouble the likes of this. Even now, I feel the tears welling. It took all of my will and every last bit of gold to see that shop opened. And now, if you hadn't found me, I don't know what I'd do. Huh? No! Soldiers!
Arisen, well met. We pursue
Aye.
a female merchant named Madeline. She is charged by His Grace with trafficking in those queer medallions.
Queer?
As a symbol of salvation, the sale of such is blasphemy and treason both. We mean to arrest her and uncover the girl's connection to the Zealots' leadership. We believe she is in hiding near here. Have you seen aught that might aid us? No?
Nope.
We have reports she fled here.
Ho! There she is!
Ho? Yes,
Don't
there
let
is
her
the hoe.
escape. Forgive me, sir. Duty calls.
Duty calls.
You saved me. As Arisen, I suspect lying does not come easy. I'm sorry to have asked it of you. I can tarry no longer. I must seek safety somewhere further off. I'm at peace with the loss of my shop and merchandise. Such things can be replaced, but parting from you is a blow far more cruel. What? I speak from the heart.
Oh, good Lord, Madeline,
Shames
shut
me to
up and
ask for
go.
more. When you have given me so much, might you spare some gold for my travels? If all goes well, I shall pay you back.
Yeah, why not? Take it,
Once I'm safely
shut up and
away,
go.
I will establish a new shop, and when my purse jingles once again, I shall track you down and repay my debt. Truly.
Truly. Can I have a little
I
money?
must say, before leaving Cassidus with you, my life was positively the worst thing ever. But see how far I've come. I even had a shop of my own. if only for a moment. I can take pride in that. And as this adventure failed to kill me, perhaps I may even learn aught from it. Or not.
Or not.
Fair travels to you.
Why the pirouette? Just walk away, Madeline. Quit the fancy shenanigans and just go.
I've gained quest knowledge.
I feel more familiar with this quest now.
Sweet. Alright, there was another quest all done. Okay.
One never knows what such forgotten corners.
That one is a little more difficult to do.
Yeah, because that one you have to like find him at night.
Yes.
Items may have washed up along the shoreline. Let's take a look.
Like I could have taken out one of them, but it happened to be while I was doing an escort mission, and I just had to run past it. I couldn't keep the escort guy alive while I was engaging the enemy.
The mild weather year-round makes prices well suited for
If I remember right, there should be one more quest. I kind of looked up where all the quests are, so I think there should be one more quest up near the King's Castle area.
Your different countries, cities, people. Intriguing.
How fare you?
Have you aught to sell?
Well met, sir.
Alright. Let's take one quick look here at the castle, and then I think I'm going to call it for the night.
This is a far cry from goblins. The Great Wall is...
Alright. Alright. I think we're gonna call it there for the night. And saving, and yes, save successful. Alright. And that is gonna be it for that. Alright, so thank you all so much for tuning in. All y'alls that did. If you like what you see here, please hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, join the Discord. Link in the description below. If there is no Discord link, hit the Linktree link and then scroll all the way down, and that is how you will find a link for the Discord. Hope to see you there. So thank you very much, operator, for hanging out tonight.
Happy to be here.
So I will be back tomorrow morning, getting back on the bike, resuming my training. Had a good day off today. Had a pretty more intense workout yesterday than I thought I was going to do. So I took today off as my rest day. Excuse me. Tomorrow is Friday, and definitely have a good bike stream in the morning. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll see you all at 5:15-ish tomorrow morning. So until then, my friends, good night, Isaiah Norris. Wherever you are. Good night, everyone. Good night.